This Newzroom Afrika will be broadcasting live from the Expo 2020 Dubai. South Africa's participation at the Expo serves to promote the country as an attractive investment destination. Investors will also be provided with an opportunity to experience the country's diverse cultures, creative arts and tourism. So these are the live pictures that we have coming to us from there tonight. Ayanda Nyati is our anchor on the ground, and he's watching the proceedings. Ayanda, we're seeing some of the visuals from inside that auditorium. I understand this is the official opening ceremony, but of course you would tell me a lot more about it than I know right now.
Yeah, Kathy, I've already received questions about whether or not we're going to be speaking to the Guptas, so perhaps let me address that first. No, unlikely, but there's a whole lot more to see here at the Dubai Expo 2020. And yeah, you're absolutely right. So the visuals you've just seen is, I think, the calm before the storm that we're anticipating. In fact, at any moment now, we're expecting fireworks to be going off. That, in some respects, is going to signal the official start of what promises to be quite an eventful expo, as is always the case when it actually happens. As mentioned before, it actually dates back all the way to the 1800s. It's been hosted in Dubai this year. Initially, that was meant to happen last year, and there are about 192 countries. In fact, I imagine that the visuals you're able to see also feature a lot of flags. The South African flag among those 190-something odd, almost 200 countries that are being represented here. And that's really our order of business as the only channel on the continent, Kathy, to be given the opportunity to bring this event to the entire world. And so there's going to be a focus on Team South Africa, in particular, all the stakeholders that are involved here, including those in business, culture, tradition, as well as other spheres of our life there. And it's amazing when you consider what is actually happening in South Africa and how that might translate into the conditions where we're at. For one, yes, the IFP is launching their manifesto. That's a bit of a more distant story, but Cyril Ramaphosa, who's going to be speaking in just over or just under 2 hours' time, whatever he has to say, I think, will certainly have an impact on how South Africa is perceived from this point onwards. So much conversation, Kathy, even on this platform, around whether or not we're at a stage as a global community to further open up our borders so that expos like this one can continue to flourish and continue contributing to the communities in which they serve in some respect. And so we're watching literally one eye the expo as it takes place here, and with the other, the situation as it unfolds in the Republic.
Well, just looking at those live pictures coming out of the Expo team, putting it up full screen there for you. Ayanda, it seems no expense has been spared when it comes to the kind of effort that has been put into this Expo.
Oh, Kathy, let me tell you, first of all, we all know Dubai is literally a city built on what used to be a deserted landscape, and the Expo itself feels like a city within a city. World-class infrastructure from the moment you approach the main entrance. And that's where perhaps you might have seen me standing as we spoke just under an hour ago. And yeah, you're absolutely correct. I mean, Dubai in and of itself is also known as the home of luxury. You know, shopping typically is what happens for many tourists who leave many other parts of the world when they come here. And you certainly do get that sense. But more importantly, you also get the idea that it's this city stepping up to the responsibility that it has. I mean, if you're going to host almost 200 countries from quite literally all over the world, and some of the leading experts in various fields, you want to ensure that things like infrastructure and the tools they have at their disposal will enable them to, A, connect meaningfully, but B, walk away from this experience with the kind of insight that they need. Now, Kathy, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but at the corner of my eye, I see fireworks that are going on. We'll try get you that image in just a moment. Those are the fireworks that I spoke about a little bit earlier on, signaling the start of this event. It was just a moment, it appears, a fleeting moment, because I see there's relative calm. But it also gives you a sense of just how alert we are to that moment as soon as it begins, especially because of what it signals.
All right, Ayanda Nyati, we're going to leave it there for tonight. So that is Expo 2020 Dubai. Newzroom Afrika will be stationed there for the next 6 months. You can expect coverage of what exactly is happening in terms of the events, in terms of the industry leaders that are expected to grace then the shores of Dubai over the next 6 months. All right, so our coverage of Expo 2020 Dubai will continue over the next 6 months, as Ayanda mentioned, Newzroom Afrika being the broadcast channel of choice for the entire continent. And we'll be telling the story of Team South Africa over the next 6 months and profiling the various entities, whether it's government, business, civil society, that will be selling the story of South Africa and hopefully bringing back with them a lot more investment, much needed investment to the country.